Welcome to this tutorial where we will build a blockchain-based recruitment platform from scratch. This platform aims to bring transparency and security to the job recruitment process using the principles of blockchain technology. Let's dive in. First, let's discuss what a blockchain is. A blockchain is a distributed ledger technology that ensures data integrity, security, and transparency by recording transactions across multiple computers. For our recruitment platform, we'll use blockchain to store verified resumes and hiring records. We will be using the Ethereum blockchain for our implementation because of its support for smart contracts. Smart contracts allow us to create self-executing contracts with the terms directly written into code. Let's start by setting up our development environment. To set up our project, we'll need the following tools: Node.js, Truffle Framework, Ganache for local blockchain testing, and MetaMask for interacting with our smart contracts. Make sure you have all of these installed before we proceed. Let's create a new directory for our project. Open your terminal and run the following commands. Next, we initialize a new Truffle project. This will create the necessary file structure for our project. Now that we have our Truffle project set up, let's create a smart contract for managing job postings and applicant submissions. Navigate to the Contracts directory and create a new file named recruitment.sol. In recruitment.sol, we will define our smart contract. We'll keep a list of job postings and allow users to submit their resumes for different job postings. Let's start coding the contract. Let's break down the contract. We have two main structures: job and applicant. Each job has an ID, title, description, and employer address. The applicant structure holds the applicant's address, a hash of their resume, and the job ID they are applying for. A mapping is used to store jobs and a mapping of applicants based on their address. The createJobIf function allows an employer to create a new job posting. It increments the job counter and adds the job to the mapping. The applyForJobIf function allows applicants to submit their resumes. Note that resumes must be hashed for privacy reasons. Now, let's compile and deploy our smart contract. First, let's compile the contract by running the following in your terminal. Next, we need to migrate our smart contract to the blockchain. For this, we'll create a migration script. Create a new file in the migrations folder named 2_deploy_recruitment.js. In 2_deploy_recruitment.js, include the following code to deploy the recruitment contract. Now, let's run Ganache to create a local blockchain and then migrate our contract. Open another terminal window and run the migration command. Once the migration is complete, we can start testing our smart contract. For that, we will create a test file in the test directory. Let's create a file named recruitment.test.js. In recruitment.test.js, we will write some tests for our smart contract. Start by including the necessary modules and setting up your tests. In this test, we are deploying the recruitment contract and creating a job. We then assert that the job title matches what we expected. Let's run our tests by executing the following command. Next, we need to allow users to interact with our smart contract through a frontend. For our frontend, we will use React.js, a popular JavaScript library for building user interfaces. Let's set up a new React application. Once the React app is created, navigate into your frontend directory. Now, let's install the web3.js library, which will allow us to interact with our Ethereum blockchain. Next, we'll create a new component for job postings. Inside the src directory, create a folder named Components and add a new file, jobposting.js. In jobposting.js, we'll implement a form to create a job posting. Start by importing React and Web3. In this component, we set up a form to accept job title and description inputs. The createJob function interacts with our smart contract and sends a transaction to create a new job. Remember to replace contract_address with your actual deployed contract address. Let's include this component in our main application. Open src/app.js and import job posting. Now that our app is set up, let's run our React application to see the job posting form. If everything is set up correctly, you should see the job posting form in your browser. Fill out the form and submit a job. Verify if the job is created by checking your contract through a blockchain explorer. The next step is to allow applicants to apply for jobs. Let's create another component for job applications. Create a file jobapplication.js in the components folder. In jobapplication.js, we will implement a form to submit resumes. Similar to the job posting component, we will handle user inputs and the application submission logic. In this component, we set up a form to allow users to apply for jobs by specifying a job ID and uploading their resume file. Note, you'll need to implement the upload to IPFS function to upload files to IPFS, as mentioned earlier. Ensure to include this component in your app.js like this. Let's wrap this up by discussing how to enhance security and data privacy. Since we will store resumes as hashes on the blockchain, no sensitive information is publicly accessible. Additionally, using IPFS ensures decentralization. Always ensure that users are aware of how their data is being used and get their consent. In conclusion, we have built a basic blockchain-based recruitment platform. This platform highlights how blockchain can enhance transparency and security in the recruitment process. Don't forget to experiment and expand on this project. Thank you for joining me today. Happy coding!